Hey guys, today we're going to be learning how to make a Chemex coffee, otherwise known as a pour-over, but Chemex coffee is just one of the methods that people use to make a pour-over. So we want to have, obviously, the Chemex, we want a scale, we want a grinder. This is a Baratza grinder. It's a burr grinder as opposed to a blade grinder, which it's just a more strategic, more expensive way of grinding your coffee. But I'd say after doing this for maybe about 4 or 5 years, if you have the money, make the investment because it's worth it. We want Bonavita, really good kettle company, but anything with a gooseneck kettle like this is really good. We have our coffee. 3030 Coffee is based out of Peoria, Illinois. They just do such a great job at roasting coffee. And so those are pretty much the things we need. Other thing, don't want to forget, is we need a filter. And so let's get started. We're going to heat our water. We want to heat our water to between 180 and 200 degrees. And we want to grind our coffee kind of at a medium grind. We want it a little more coarse than the V60. So for any of you guys that are aware of how to make a V60, you want it just a little bit more coarse because our brew time is going to be between 3 minutes and 30 seconds and 4 minutes. Also important to know that when we are making the coffee, we want to, so for instance today we're going to make 16 ounces of coffee. So we want 1.75 grams per fluid ounce. And so yeah, we're going to just cut our kettle on and get that going. And we are going to put our filter inside of here. And I think the kettle is about done. So next we are going to, important also to know is we want to have the 3 ends. So this side has 3 ends to it. We want to have that where the spout is, and we want just the one side towards the flat side of the filter. And we're going to pour it, and we basically just doing this so that the filter can be pre-wet, and so that when you're actually making the coffee, it's not super paper tasting. Now that we've done that, we're just going to give it a swirl, let the Chemex get completely saturated with water, and we're going to empty that out because we don't want the remaining water to be in our cup. We're going to take our grinds and we're going to pour them right in the center of the Chemex. And then what we want to do is we want to make sure that we have an even bed. So we want to just shake it until it's even, and then we're going to just put, with our finger, we're going to put a hole right in the center of the Chemex. So that's right, setting our scale back to tar, however you want to say it, setting our Chemex back to that, and now we are going to start our timer immediately right when we start pouring the water in. We want to start our timer because again we want between 3 minutes and 30 seconds and 4 minutes brew time. So let's start. So for this 16 ounce we're going to 453 grams, but to bloom it, which just releases a bunch of gas, we're going to go to about 45 seconds. 45 seconds and 45 grams. Right after that, immediately at 45 seconds, we're going to start pouring from the center outward. We want to avoid hitting the edges of the Chemex because basically when we hit the edges of the Chemex, the water just flows straight down and it misses the coffee. So now we're there, and we're going to start pouring from the middle outward, being very steady, very consistent, trying to avoid the edges of the Chemex. An important thing to note about the Chemex in comparison to many other brew methods is that the Chemex calls for a more smooth, more eloquent, more consistent body than any other pour-over method that I have made throughout the years. I also think it's important to note that the fresher the beans, the more good, the more consistent, the more, I personally say, tasty the coffee is. It's really important to try to get beans that were roasted between 1 to 2 weeks. Anything past that kind of gets old, and you can taste that regardless of what method you use to make it. So now we're just going to take our spoon. You can use a wooden spoon just got this off of Amazon, or you can use a regular spoon, and just you want to stir up the water with the beans just to make sure that you that all of the grounds got wet. So now we're finishing out. So now we got 3 minutes and 55 seconds. That isn't a huge deal. Some people freak out if you get 3 minutes and 55 seconds, or if you get 4 minutes and 5 seconds. What I would say, if it's just that short of a time, I would say just maybe pour a little slower or pour a little faster. However, if it's like 4 minutes and 30 seconds, or if it's 3 minutes and 20 seconds, if it's something like half a minute or a minute, then you might need to either make your grind more coarse, or you need to make it more fine. So now we're just going to take our filter, and we're going to throw it away because it's no use of us. And we're going to just give our coffee a spin, and take our cup. And after we've done that just for a little bit, you can pour it in the cup, or cups if you have a guest. And there you have it. You have just made, for some of you, your first Chemex. For many others, you're more strategically learning how to make a good Chemex. Hey guys, thank you for watching my YouTube video. This is the very first YouTube video that I've ever made. And so if you are interested in seeing more videos and learning more about coffee and just about me in general, please consider subscribing to me and liking this video. Also, Cody Lane, a really good friend of mine, helped me film and edit this video, so I think it would be wise for you to also consider watching his YouTube videos and subscribing to his YouTube page. This video will also be featured on his page. Also, 3030 Coffee is phenomenal at making great specialty coffee, and everything that I've learned about coffee originated from them. They're located in Peoria, Illinois. So if you're ever close, you should definitely check them out. Their address will be featured in the link below. But also, you can order their coffee online, and you can find brew guides on their online page. And that's just 3030.com. So yeah, thanks again for watching this video. Remember to please consider subscribing and leaving a comment if you're interested in learning more about coffee. Thanks guys. Eat on.